All right, good Monday morning, and welcome to the Monday weekly briefing for Central North Carolina. This will cover the period from today, Monday, February the 17th, through Sunday, February the 23rd. My name is Barrett Smith. I'm the service hydrologist here with the Weather Service in Raleigh, North Carolina. So we had an area of low pressure that's moving away from central North Carolina this morning. Had a little bit of light rain and some fog, some actually dense fog in spots early this morning. That's moving away, and actually a nice day outside with partly cloudy skies, some high clouds moving across, and temperatures climbing through the 50s to near 60 today. We're going to see a cold front that's down to our south start to move back to the north tonight and into tomorrow. Could see some light rain spread into the western Piedmont as early as Tuesday morning, but expect to see most of the rain with this system moving into North Carolina later in the day on Tuesday into Tuesday night, and then perhaps picking up in intensity a little bit late Tuesday night into early Wednesday as a cold front that's to our west moves in and settles through North Carolina. The rainfall will be largely widespread, but not nearly the intensity that we've seen with the last couple of systems that have given us some flooding. But again, widespread rain expected late Tuesday into early Wednesday. That cold front will settle down to our south on Wednesday, usher in a little bit cooler air. And linger there in through Thursday. Late Wednesday through Thursday should be a mostly dry period, and then we'll see an area of low pressure that will develop on that front on Thursday and track along the coast Thursday night and moving off early Friday. Mostly light rain expected with that. We've seen a trend in the models bringing a little bit more moisture back into North Carolina. And as that system is moving up the coast, we'll also see colder air beginning to try to filter in from the north and west. And so it's possible with that light rain, there could be a changeover or a mix to some snow in areas north and east of the triangle. It looks like right now, late Thursday night, early Friday. Right now we're thinking that the coldest air won't be able to get in here to cause any problems, and so temperatures will be at or above freezing, and we'll likely just see the mix of rain and snow with little to no impact at all. But that would be late Thursday night. That system moves off, and then we get a bit colder air moving in for the upcoming weekend as high pressure settles across the region, and so temperatures will be back to at or below normal heading into early next week, with the next chance of rain potentially as early as late Sunday into Monday. Rainfall amounts for the upcoming 7-day period. Again, expecting rain to move in on late Tuesday into Wednesday. Some of the amounts could get as high as a half an inch or so across southern North Carolina by the time that system moves through, but generally a quarter of an inch to half an inch with the first system Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, it dries out, and then as we get into Thursday, expect that event to be relatively light and not cause much any problems, even if it does switch over to snow. And so if you look at our 7-day totals, excuse me, slide back here. The 7-day totals there, generally speaking, from a half an inch to perhaps as much as an inch across southern North Carolina, and not expecting this rainfall to cause any renewed river flooding like we've seen for the past several days. Looking at thunder potential, again, we're good today. There is a potential for perhaps a thunderstorm across southern North Carolina Tuesday night into Wednesday, but we think that most of that's going to be further south across South Carolina, and so the chance of any thunder is very, very small over the next 3 days. And here's that 7-day rainfall total zoomed in just a little bit more for you. And again, those totals that I mentioned, a quarter to a half an inch across the northern areas, half an inch to up to an inch across southern areas. We've seen a lot of river flooding over the last week to week and a half, but we've seen a lot of improvement over the past several days. And most of the rivers that are still seeing some minor flooding, that's being caused by some of the reservoirs, say at Falls Lake and upstream of the Roanoke Rapids Dam and Lake Gaston, needing to release some water. And so there's some minor flooding still going on at Smithfield, very, very minor flooding. And then also on the Roanoke River at Roanoke Rapids and at Scotland Neck. And that'll continue for the foreseeable future, unfortunately, but those lakes are needing to release some of their water downstream. The upcoming 2 systems that we talked about, and I just mentioned that as well, that we're not expecting any renewed river flooding from those lighter amounts. So no flooding anticipated from any of this week. Looking out beyond the 7 days, the 8 to 14 day outlook here, the big thing to take away is just that we're expecting more of an area of low pressure aloft over the western U.S. and higher pressure across the eastern U.S. And so likely to be below normal temperatures across the western U.S. and continued above normal for the 8 to 14 days across the eastern U.S. And we'll continue to be in a bit of a wetter pattern from that. From that weather pattern, it'll continue to be the chances of above normal rainfall through the next couple of weeks. And so in summary, the wet pattern is going to continue this week, potentially in the next week. The most widespread rainfall this week we expect on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then again Thursday night, half an inch to up to an inch in total over the next 7 days. Drier and cooler air will move in for the weekend. And again, we've got some minor flooding that's going to continue on the Neuse and Roanoke Rapids for the next several days. Thank you for joining the briefing for Central North Carolina for the upcoming week.